The mountainous Trentino region of northern Italy is a stunning backdrop to present a pioneering piece of automotive design, the Cisitalia 202 Gran Sport from 1947. People have forgotten about Piero Duzio, says our test driver Christoph Bauer, but in the 1920s he was an international celebrity, soccer player, racing driver, playboy, and later president of the Juventus Soccer Club. In 1943, he founded Cisitalia. Cisitalia founder Piero Duzio recruited designer Dante Giacosa from Fiat for his new car brand. The first model, launched in 1946, was a single-seater race car with a 1.1-liter engine borrowed from the zippy Fiat 1100. Soon afterwards, and built on the same platform, it was followed by the first Cisitalia for the open road, the 202, available as a convertible or coupe. The engineering was actually from Fiat, explains Christoph. The transmission, suspension, engine, all taken from the good old Fiat 1100. They souped up the engine a bit, of course, giving it 65 horsepower. But by the late 1940s, that figure was less than impressive for a sports car. The car's aluminum body gave it a total weight of just 600 kilograms. But that Cisitalia could have used more engine capacity. To really get the Cisitalia going, Christoph advises taking a maximum of momentum out of the bends. And with road-holding properties like this, that's not a problem. But it can't have been the only car able to burn around the curves back then. What makes the Cisitalia so special? It's hard to imagine now the commotion the Cisitalia caused at its unveiling. Back in 1947, automotive design was still essentially at pre-war levels. A big hood with wide fenders attached, wide running boards, and flying headlamps. And then came this, a single integrated package. These contours would prove defining for subsequent generations of sports cars. The Cisitalia was otherwise a no-frills affair. Its flowing, functional form was a product of aerodynamic insights from the world of motorsports. The designer of this masterpiece was Battista Pininfarina. He declared classic forms to be outdated and that modern cars needed gentle contours. He put that into practice here. The Cisitalia is both a design icon and a work of art. The Museum of Modern Art in New York made the Cisitalia the first car ever to be featured in an art exhibition. This particular Cisitalia model is also borrowed from a museum, Volkswagen's Sighthouse, where it's presented alongside other automobile milestones. The Cisitalia's marriage of volume production engineering and a sports car body inspired Ferdinand Porsche Jr. to build his first speedster, the Porsche 356. The simple elegance of the Cisitalia is also found on the inside. 2 instrument clusters, a couple of switches and levers. Why make things complicated? Old-school tuning doubled the output of the 4-cylinder Fiat engine. A big carburetor, a sharper camshaft, and modified exhaust together helped put out 65 horsepower. Cisitalia was the first car maker in the world to use a wind tunnel. The excellent aerodynamics helped push the top speed up to 160 kilometers per hour. The 202 Gran Sport was the first Cisitalia approved for public roads. Until then, the company only made racing cars. But the 202 benefited from that motorsports expertise. Fantastic aerodynamics and a robust tube-frame chassis saw it dominate the 1100cc division in the Mille Miglia from 1947 to the early 1950s, despite under-par engine performance. The Mille Miglia was considered the highest-profile car race of its time. Legendary driver Tazio Nuvolari nearly caused a sensation in 1947 when he piloted his 202 Spider into second place. In 1947, Ferry Porsche was recruited to work on the 360 together with Rudolf Ruska, Robert Eberhard von Eberhorst, and Carlo Abarth, all talented designers in their own right. Their mission was to give the Grand Prix competitor an added edge. The Cisitalia 360 boasted four-wheel drive, a mid-engine, and supercharging. It was likewise to be piloted by Tazio Nuvolari, but the 360 proved too costly to support and never actually made it onto the racetrack. Facing financial ruin, Cisitalia's owner Piero Duzio emigrated to Argentina. His legacy survives in the form of the 202 Grand Sport. Driving the Cisitalia 202 Grand Sport is not exactly an aha moment, admits Christoph, but looking at it is. Its appeal is more that of a sculpture than a vehicle. Of course, it'd be nice to own one and take care of it every day. This was the blueprint of its era for all future sports car generations. It's certainly a milestone in automotive history.
Ein Meilenstein der Automobilgeschichte.